So, hello, David. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you.
My name is John. I'm gonna be your interviewer today.
Okay, yeah, I'm David Guerrero. I'm looking forward to this interview. Yeah, it should be. I'm definitely excited for this company. All right.
So, could you start off by telling me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so ever since the age of 9, I've kind of been always fascinated with technology. And this is, you could see this because ever since, yeah, when I was 11 years old, I started looking at this, learning from this college Stanford University course that was offered online for free. And I just found it really interesting. And that's kind of where I started building my knowledge of how to code. And I also built it further through high school and where I learned a JavaScript course and kind of how that worked. And even though it was challenging, it kind of taught me how to be determined when like faced with difficulties. And and yeah, even now in make school, this college has really prepared me, I think, for kind of like shipping products and getting better at presenting and yeah, just being confident in my work and um, yeah, I also really like to help other people and I actually serve as a teacher's assistant during the summer for kids with special needs. So yeah, I just think I value that. It's really important. And yeah,
Could you tell me about one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses?
yeah, sure. So one of my strengths is that I think I'm very determined. Like no matter what, if something fails, I'll kind of take the good things I learned from it and the bad things also, and kind of use it as an experience to grow. And and I'm also good at working with people in the team, and so just kind of communicating, collaborating, and also adapting to different situations. So like if there's like a curveball that comes while like working on a project or something, I'll kind of try to find a different way to do it or like a creative kind of solution. And yeah, I'd say I'm also good at speaking now and presenting. And yeah, I guess also like pitching stuff. Just kind of learned that. Uh, yeah, it's
And could you tell me about a difficult problem and how you went about solving it?
yeah. So one time I had a team that kind of was doing made a plan for doing this project, and it was kind of inefficient because we whenever we were working on the project, it would only kind of be when we met up as a team. Like we weren't kind of doing our own individual. Yeah, we weren't doing work on individually. I think that could like be good for I guess like contributing and over time instead of just at once. So yeah, kind of at first I didn't really like this idea, but I kind of like logically kind of set like mentioned uh, I guess how logically it would be good to um, I guess work in this way and how it would be good to for the product in general. And yeah, I think what I learned from this is that being honest and kind of confident in what you think is the best solution, but also being like understanding and calmly approaching the problem is how I went about it. And yeah, that's how I went about solving it.
Nice.
All right.
Alright.
Oh, all right. So I guess you want me to ask the same questions?
You could use the same questions or you could use different ones.
All right, cool. Um, all right, I'll start. Um, Wait, no. Okay. Hello, John. How's it
Hello,
going?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Okay, so can you start by introducing um, me to me and talking about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is John. Currently, I'm going to make school. I'm going to be graduating in uh, under 2 months, I think. And I'm pursuing my bachelor's in computer science. Uh, I'm also volunteering at the local Boys and Girls Club in order to help some middle school and high school students get their first hands on experience with code. Um, and I'm also interning at a company named iCompass, and I'm working on their backend team. I was
Okay.
first interested in coding at around the age of 13 when I was playing video games. I really wanted to figure out how to design my own, and that kind of is why I decided to help volunteer at the local Boys and Girls Club. So then, any teens that really wanted to get into coding, I can help them along the way because I didn't have anyone there to help me figure it out. And in the future, I hope to work at a nice company that gives a nice flexible work life balance. That way, I can keep doing the things I want to do, like giving back to the community.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think work-life balance is definitely important. All right. So can you start by, can you also tell me your strengths and weaknesses?
So I guess one of my strengths. Well, actually, I'll start with one of my weaknesses. One of my weaknesses is I honestly tend to procrastinate quite a bit, and so I don't often get things done ahead of a deadline. I know that's not exactly great for a company because normally you want to get things done as fast as possible. But I do try and get things done at least a few days ahead of a deadline. That way I'm not stressing about it at the complete last minute and losing sleep over it. Um, on the other hand, I tend to be very good at estimating how long something will take. So this is kind of a strength of mine, I guess, is if I know how long it will take, then I can um, work through it very efficiently and get a lot of work done in a short amount of time if I need to. So if there does happen to be a deadline moves up and there happens to be a time crunch, I can get work done very fast.
Yeah. Okay. And can you also tell me about, I guess, a time where there was a difficult team member or you kind of had a problem at the workplace or school?
So there was this one time I was working on a team project for school. We were designing a website, and so we were having meetings twice a week uh, to go over what needs to be done and what we had all accomplished. And so one of my team members wasn't really showing up to the meetings. And so we were all having a difficult time trying to figure out like what was happening and if they were just skipping class or if they were actually going through a rough time. And we had initially set out to accomplish a lot more than we ended up accomplishing, and part of that was because we didn't know if we should take over for his stuff or if he would eventually get around to it. And I one of the days that he did end up showing up, I talked to him and I took him aside and I asked him like what's up and like asked him to try and make it on time to class. so that way we can be productive. Um, and uh, honestly, I don't think it went very well because stopped showing up even more. Um, so I think in the future I'll try and maybe bring it up as a group. I'm not sure. But I think that's one of the difficult situations that I'll always remember and think about whenever I have to deal with a difficult teammate. And I just wish we could have gotten along a little bit better.
Yeah. All right, cool. Good job.